I mean, especially with this call out culture on Instagram, you sit there and at this person and bam, everybody's at. I think that the main importance is having that network of friends that will sit there and say, whoa, bro, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Are you good? Do we need to talk? You want to go get lunch? I mean, let's hash this out. Let's have our discussion. Let's reevaluate. If you can sit there and have your network of friends that will sit there and say, whoa, dude, calm down, put yourself on the right path, that's awesome. I want myself to have this group, and I think that I have this group where if I were to make poor decisions, they would sit there and say, you should not do that. And I mean, part of that is my family, but part of that is, I mean, my friends that are looking out for me.
Yeah, I mean, iron sharpens iron, bro, and, you know, a threefold cord is not easily broken. There's certainly instances where, I mean, there can be radical rebellion and somebody goes far, far, far off the deep end, but nobody's beyond saving. Nobody's beyond forgiveness. Nobody's beyond the grace and the mercy and the reach of Christ and his love for us. It's just incredibly difficult because it is personal, and because we have such deep, meaningful relationships with these people who are making hurtful decisions, not helpful decisions. You know, even if it's not necessarily sin, sometimes you're just, okay, common wisdom would say, don't get involved with this, or don't continue this relationship, or don't this, that, or the other thing. I'm so incredibly blessed, like you said, to have a close network of friends whom I can call, text, FaceTime, meet up with and get lunch and say, hey, I'm struggling with this right now, and I need your help, and I need you to beat that help into me, because I do have this callous, sinful heart that doesn't like to receive rebuke and criticism. And so it's a constant need for community, a constant need for correction. Not that this isn't even meant to be like doom and gloom, you know, Christianity either, where we're just so totally depraved that there's no way that we could find happiness. No, the whole reason we have correctness is so that we can find joy and happiness and peace, right? It's not just because we want to go around rebuking and correcting people all the time and making them feel bad. It's because there's genuinely something better, something that is so much better than we can even ask for or imagine, called Christ. Right? And his love and a relationship with him will do more for us than any selfish decision we could ever make. You know, and when we have people who can remind us of that fact, then life is so much better than the other way around. It's so much better to have people who can say to me, Cody, you need to stop living in lust right now. You need to stop being bitter about this one thing. You need to get over this. You need to stop putting your identity in things that it did not deserve to be in. And you need to wake up to the fact that there are people around you who love you and care for you and want the absolute best for you, you know. And that's stuff we need to hear, you know. And I don't know if we always get it.
Well, I know that we don't always get it. I mean, obviously we see. I have friends. I myself am sinful at times. We all are. And having that person that will sit there and say, that was wrong, is so helpful, as you've described. And I'll bring it back to a point I made earlier about wanting to be not just a good individual, but to be an exceptional father. Because for me, if I've made errors, if I've made mistakes, the first people to correct me have so frequently been my mother, my father. Sit there and say, well, this is not a good decision. It's not always out of love, but doesn't always necessarily feel that way. But
maybe not the most gentle kind of love.
Exactly. But most certainly out of love. And being able to sit there and acknowledge that and to take that and grow from it, so that one day you not only have grown for it, but can lead your own friends, your own family, your own children in that manner is what we should strive for.
Yeah, because, I mean, God will bring you through something so that you can bring other people through it as well. I mean, that's the entire methodology of coaching in general.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, and I think you understand this, having coached chess, having taken literally personal experiences, winning matches, losing matches, correcting yourself, and then imparting that upon the next generation of players. I absolutely need to look back and dive into, honestly, the embarrassing parts of my high school tennis career and say, okay, this is what I don't want these kids to do.
Right.
And those are honestly the areas where I am so stern and quick in my rebuke of them with attitude and with selfish shot selection, you know, where I took so long to figure out that I could not be prideful on the court. It just wasn't helpful, you know, and I I do despise it, but it's because I despised it so long in myself that I coach the way I do, and because I have my experience with pride and with selfishness and with all these different things that I'm now able to say, hopefully in love and with gentleness and clarity, and eloquence. This is what you need to steer away from, guys.
Right.
This will take you down a darker path than you want to be on. Rather, I would much prefer you to be going down this way, the way that leads to fruit and life and joy and sportsmanship, where you can take the sports that we talked about earlier, pull them into life and say, you can be better mothers with this. You can be better fathers with this. You can't be a selfish father. You can't be a prideful wife.
Of course not.
You have to submit everything to Christ and let him govern your thoughts and your mind. And that hopefully comes across when I'm saying it, but it only comes across when it hits home for me, and it has to have hit home for me. And that's, I think, where I've struggled a little bit initially, because sometimes I'll kind of be preaching something, coaching something when I'm still going through it.
Right.
And can't believe it. And so there's a lack of confidence there where I haven't actually convinced myself that this is the better way, especially in terms of
I know
selfishness.
the absolutely.
And I think there's a little bit more empathy there in the sense that, look, I can say, I know this is what you want to do, because that's what I would want to do, right? And that's the bold, honest truth. I would want to hit that shot, but this is what you got to do. And this is what you need to do. This is how you got to react to that situation. You can't throw your racket. You got to keep your head down, think through things, get reset, and go and do your thing.